Now on the night team.
You don't think you have a current shelter license, is that correct?
That's correct.
A focus team investigation finds the City Codes and Regulations Department somehow overlooked Louisville's largest homeless shelter operating without a license. Plus, LMPD releases body camera video in 2 officer-involved shootings, including the takedown of the suspect wanted for shooting an Orange County deputy sheriff. And
I thought, all right, finally, they're doing something here in my neighborhood.
Bridging the gap to increase pedestrian traffic from Portland to the Ohio River. We'll tell you how a big federal grant will fund the effort. The effort to reconnect Louisvillians to the Ohio River is now getting a big boost. It's our top story on the night team. Thanks for joining us. I'm Connie Leonard. A multi-million-dollar grant hopes to bring back pedestrian access to a Portland park that some say was taken away. The night team's Jose Alonso and photojournalist Aspen Hester have more on the changes coming to the neighborhood around 22nd Street and I-64.
It was in the mid-1970s when Interstate 64 changed the Portland neighborhood in Louisville by limiting access to the Ohio River.
Oh, it tore it up, cut it off from going across into the park.
Portland homeowner Richard Meadows is talking about the lack of access to a beloved park, but a $14.5 million federal grant is looking to change that.
Oh, that was great. I thought, all right, finally, they're doing something here in my neighborhood as opposed to all over the other places that get done, and we've needed it for years.
Meadows says he was part of the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet's efforts to garner feedback from the residents on how they can reconnect people with Landon Park.
They approached us back in late summer, and we were gung-ho from there.
Greg Barres with Kentuckiana Regional Planning and Development Agency.
And so the biggest things are trying to find ways to get folks to and from places without just driving in your car. And if you build the facilities, I think it's like build it and they will come type of thing.
It's around the 22nd Street exit off the interstate, where cars, not humans, dominate traffic. This rendering from KYTC shows how they want to revamp the interchange with the pedestrian and bike lane.
There's already a pedestrian bridge over I-64 that connects the Portland neighborhood to Landon Memorial Park. But KIPTA is hoping to use a part of the grant to rehabilitate.
We're just really excited to be a part of this, and we're excited to get the kind of shovels in the ground type of thing and get it completed so folks can start taking advantage of it.
We have a lot of people that walk into the park. I think, the overpasses will be really good for that. I know we spend an awful lot of time talking to them about the overpasses and things.
For the meantime, you'll still have to drive to the park for the playground or for that evening jog. But in 2028, KYTC and KIPTA hope West Louisville residents will feel enticed to ditch the car. In the Portland neighborhood, Jose Alonso, WHAS11 Night Team, on your side.
Some rain's coming into Kentuckiana tonight. Ben is in. Let us know how much we're going to get.
Yeah, you can see what's on the way here, Connie. We're looking at about a ½ inch or less in most locations on top of the snow that we have out there. Not enough to cause really any flooding issues and not cold enough for any ice or anything like that. So just plain rainfall here for tonight. It'll be heavier after midnight, and then a lot of it's going to start to move out by early tomorrow morning. There you see the most widespread rain during the overnight hours. It's around 4 a.m. Nothing severe, no rumbles of thunder or anything like that. And then you can see that rain tapering off to the northeast. That's around 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. It's going to be warmest tomorrow morning in the 40s and then dropping into the 30s later in the day. Might see a couple flurries Saturday night and some occasional light snow showers for Sunday. And the next big story is the Arctic chill on the way. Sub-zero wind chills to start our next work week. We'll talk more about that cold, how long it will last, coming up on our Weather Impact Team forecast.
All right, looking forward to it. Thank you, Ben. New here at 11, a man is dead and another is injured after a shooting near Iroquois Park. Police say they responded to Southside Drive near New Cut Road just after 8:30 tonight. When officers arrived, they found 2 men who had been shot. They were taken to the hospital where 1 man later died. The second victim is expected to survive. Police say they believe that all parties have been accounted for in this incident. Well, police have arrested another person in the Orange County deputy shooting. 37-year-old James Adams of Comiskey, Indiana, is facing charges of assisting a criminal and false informing. According to Indiana State Police, detectives believe Adams arrived at the New Albany apartment on Market Street, where suspect Austin Sheppers had escaped to hours after shooting Deputy Zach Andre. Investigators say Adams knew of Sheppers' situation and still helped him escape from New Albany to South Louisville. Today, LMPD released their body camera footage from the shooting and arrest of Sheppers. We do want to warn you, it may be disturbing for some viewers.
Get cover, get cover.
LMPD says a tip led them to the backyard of this home on Wheeler Avenue in the Jacobs neighborhood. An LMPD helicopter shows Sheppers' movements before the confrontation. Meanwhile, body cam video shows 7 officers, that's 4 LMPD officers and 3 U.S. Marshals, returning fire for about 8 seconds after police say Sheppers shot at them several times.
I think you can see from the video how dangerous this situation was, that the subject appeared to set up an ambush and attempt to shoot several officers again.
Officers approached Sheppers after the confrontation and provided first aid. He was pronounced dead on the scene. Police say no officers were hurt. Meanwhile, Orange County Deputy Zach Andre remains in critical condition at the hospital. And just a day later, LMPD was involved in another shooting. It happened on January 5th after police say Joshua Miller shot and killed his ex-girlfriend's cousin. Again, this body camera video might be hard to watch. The shooting happened on Cypress Avenue. According to court documents, Miller's ex-girlfriend and her cousin were picking up her belongings when Miller shot the cousin. She later died at the hospital, and while they were on Cypress investigating, officers say Miller returned to the scene. That's when the altercation happened.
Officer, he's in the back. He's in the back. He just showed me he's in the alley. He said if he...
Now, officers yelled multiple times for Miller to drop his weapon after shooting at officers. The video shows 3 officers returning fire, hitting Miller. Miller survived that shooting and is being held on a $1 million bond. The former sheriff charged with fatally shooting a Letcher County judge inside his chambers is asking to be released on bond. Sean Steins is accused of killing Letcher County District Judge Kevin Mullins last September following an argument. Mullins died at the scene where Steins surrendered to authorities. While in court this morning, Steins' attorneys requested a formal bond hearing, which they say was not able to be scheduled because the circuit court judge was assigned to the case just last month.
Certainly, we were kind of in limbo until your appointment, Your Honor. So we certainly would ask the court to review it, but we would like the opportunity to address bond, Your Honor, and how, in whatever form the court would like for us to raise that issue.
The judge says he will allow a bond hearing and told both the defense and prosecution to coordinate a date. Steins has pleaded not guilty in this case. A focus team investigation finds Louisville's largest homeless shelter, Wayside Christian Mission, is operating without a valid license. Looking at publicly available records, we found it has not had a valid shelter license since the fall of 2023. CEO Nina Mosley says it happened for a variety of reasons, like renovations, and that the inspector looked at the wrong building in 2023.
Don't think you have a current shelter license, is that correct?
That's correct. Now, it's codes and licenses, which tells how many occupants can be on a certain size property. Now, we didn't apply. We're getting ready to submit again for a shelter license.
Our focus team asked the city how Wayside was allowed to operate for so long without a license. And for clarification on their legal capacity, we did not receive a clear answer. Since our focus team brought this concern to the city, Nina Mosley tells us inspections are now being scheduled. To see our full investigation, head to our website, WHAS11.com. Louisville's fire union is now suing the city over Louisville's fire policy on medical marijuana. Union leaders say the city is violating their new contract, which protects members from being penalized for using medical cannabis. Union President Jeff Taylor says his members are being forced to choose between medical marijuana and breaking department policy.
You know, my members can't be denied a therapeutic product that's perfectly legal to participate in just because they're uncomfortable. Products like this, you know, help a firefighter go to sleep, get some rest, recover, so they can come back and do the job 2 days later.
Now, the Firefighters Union is asking a judge to put the fire department's medical cannabis policy on pause until a hearing is held. The county attorney's office, which represents the city in this case, will not discuss pending litigation.